Let's
There's
get
not
it
a single
going,
player
y'all.
in NBA history that
Hey, make sure y'all smash that like button. Let's do it.
would be able to say with complete confidence that they were better than Michael Jordan. Even though some could argue, there is no consensus for any player being better than the Bulls legend. However, no player makes it to the highest level without having unbelievable confidence in themselves and their abilities on the court. That means the players that faced MJ always thought they could beat him until they found out they couldn't, even when it was a retired Michael Jordan. Welcome to Squad Dawkins' channel. Here we be strong was a three-time retired
let me
MJ
find out
comeback
Michael
and
Cookie
humble
y'all
NBA
in
players.
retirement, folks.
OJ Armstrong was a three-time champ with the Chicago Bulls in the early 90s. He moved to the Golden State Warriors in the end of 1995, but he might have played a role in the Chicago Bulls getting their 1996, 1997, and 1998 titles, even though he wasn't on those teams. Armstrong was the person who had a breakfast chat over pancakes in Chicago, nudged Michael Jordan to stop by the Bulls practice facility one morning late in the 1995.
Mike just aura,
nudged
fool.
Michael
Look,
Jordan
it's the sweatsuit, fool. That shit look clean,
stopped by the Bulls practice facility one morning late in the 1994-95 season to go see his old teammates. MJ agreed, but then Armstrong had the audacity to trash talk the retired GOAT.
You know, I would speak to Michael quite often during that time, and you know, when he was playing, and I knew that, and just wanted to check in with him to make sure he was okay. One day, he called me and said, "Hey, I'm in town. What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm about to go to practice." Like, you know the routine. He was like, "Let's meet at Baker Square." So I was like, "All right." After breakfast, we eat our little pancakes. And I was like, well, I got to go to practice. I was like, why don't you just come over, say hello, everybody would like to see you. So he comes over to practice, and I started telling him, you old, you've been out of the game, you can't play no more. I'll kick your ass right now.
Damn.
More or less. First, it was a joke. And then before...
Yeah, you better have clarified real fast, G. Cleared that shit up quick.
We were playing a full one-on-one. As always, he always wins in the end. So I couldn't believe he did it. And I'm so embarrassed to say that I lost to him. But if I did lose to someone, it had to be him.
Okay.
And, it was great to see him back.
Understandable.
And resume doing something that he loves to do. It was just great to see him come back. It was great to see him back around the guys. It was great to see him talking trash. And I'm really happy that it turned out that way.
I saw an artist. At work. I saw someone that brought creativity to the game of basketball, and I saw someone that dedicated their life to the game. And I don't know if trying to be the best or trying to be the GOAT was ever the goal, but I saw someone who was committed and has that much respect for the game of basketball that just allowed me to see what it really truly means to love something. And he had an incredible amount of talent. But I tell you what he did with that talent was the most impressive thing I've ever seen, and one I'll always cherish as I tell my own kids about, how committed you have to be if you want to be good at anything in life.
See, one thing I know, though, that was great that he said that. One thing I know about a purpose-driven man, G, his ultimate goal is to always be the best at whatever he doing, G. So whether Michael Jordan came out and said, I want to be the best, or I am the best, or I want to be the greatest, whether or not he said it or not, G, that was always his mindset, fuck. You get me? Niggas trying to be great around here. We ain't trying to be average, chat. You know? Yeah, we gotta, Michael's just ahead of the game. Michael's ahead of the game over all these other niggas, man.
He was never satisfied with where he was at.
Hey, fool, that fit. What's that shirt? First off, what kind of shirt is that, G? Michael's raw as hell, fuck. Like they got what? He got the graphic tee on, got the Nike shorts, the Concords.
Where he was at, he was always caught in the moment, and he always knew the task at hand. The task at hand is always to finish the game, and he is the greatest finisher that I've seen. And you know what? I've been on both sides. I've been with them, and I've been on the other side, so I've seen it firsthand.
Jordan's second retirement in 1998 meant that the NBA finally had a power vacuum at the top, and that the Bulls would go from being dominant to a rebuilding young team. One of the main young pieces of the new-look Bulls was Corey Benjamin. Benjamin was looking to become the next franchise star. He used to joke about beating MJ in a one-on-one until MJ finally showed up to the Bulls practice facility.
Hey, cause that is funny. I never thought about that shit. We never talk about the draft picks and shit that the Bulls got in the 90s. So you telling me the Bulls didn't draft no gems, G? The only person that they drafted that we talk about is Tony Kukoc. But outside of him, we never really talk about no other franchise players that the Bulls had, like that they drafted, G. I ain't never think about that, man.
had taught the then 20-year-old a lesson in humility.
Oh my.
This is how
Drop
Benjamin
him off.
described the events on a 2021 podcast.
I was that young boy that thought nobody could beat me, so I was always talking stuff to Mike. It was crazy because I was taking on any challenges with anybody back then. I wasn't turning nothing down with my talent.
Okay. Okay, goon shit.
One day he had said something to me. It was on Ron Harper was on the telephone or something like that, and I said a little bit too much.
What you say? What you say? What you say?
I can get you. I can get you. Like, and he said, "What?" I said, "Yeah, I want that." And he said, I see you. I said, okay. I'm like, yeah, right. MJ ain't gonna come get none of this. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And we planted, I think, DC. And MJ was living in DC. Man, they showed this dude on the camera walking in from the mainstream. I'm getting taped. He ain't coming there to talk to nobody. Nobody. He coming to see me on the table. He walked in and said, what you say? I said, I can get that. He said, all right, I'll be at your practice Monday morning. I'm like, yeah, right. Man.
Called your motherfucking bluff, boy. You thought Mike wasn't going to pull up. Nigga spawned out of nowhere on your ass. Let's hear it, though.
Chicago. We broke practice. Bulls on 3. Bulls. Guess who walked in the door?
Own that. Own that.
MJ walked in the door, Chris. I damn near took a dump on myself.
Oh, man.
And so I act like I didn't see him. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, he said, "Corey, come back here."
Yeah, nigga.
Ooh, I'm like, oh Lord, let me just.
Yeah.
In the beginning, Chris, I'm in like like in a dream, like actually I'm playing against my idol.
Yeah.
I understand. So, the first 7 buckets, I'm looking like this. Yeah. He did. I want to be like Mike on me. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking like he really do this in real life. Like, I'm getting to be that other guy. Like, the jumper was so deadly.
Skip Bayless, who covered the Bulls back then, broke down the matchup as The Last Dance was aired back in 2020.
Michael Jordan.
Well, Skip, look, man.
Broke down the matchup as...
Folks, say Skip don't look like a vampire, gang. Gee, this look real scary, folks. Skip look like folks off Spider-Man, G. What, the Green Goblin, folks? Say this don't look like the Green Goblin right here, G. Look just like that nigga, G. Hey, Skip, folks. Hey, what Skip got going on, man? Skip, this picture look unnatural as hell right here, man. What you got going on, G? Because we need to know. Somebody done drained the life force out of your motherfucking ass, man. Hey, we need to go check on Skip, G. Something ain't right.
The Last Dance was aired back in
Something ain't right.
Michael Jordan destroyed poor Corey Benjamin. He just scored and scored and scored on him in every way, shape, and form imaginable. I got to see that killer will on display one last great time against poor Corey Benjamin. He stole the ball from him. He intimidated him with his defense. And poor Corey Benjamin was so psychologically shot by what Jordan did to him that Corey Benjamin never amounted to anything. He hung on for about 3 years with the Bulls.
Damn.
Then he bounced around the league a little bit. Then he bounced around overseas a little bit. And he was out of sight, out of mind. And Jordan came over and told us in the media afterward that was a lesson.
He talked a little trash in Atlanta. I had to come in. There's the good thing about it. He wore out more than I am.
It wasn't just a lesson for Corey Benjamin. It was a lesson for Jerry Krause. You took that guy and you thought he could replace me? Well, I just did that to him.
Hey, folks. Hey, that shit bad, G. I ain't gonna lie, folks. For who was his name? Corey Benjamin? Corey Joseph? I think it's Corey Benjamin, G. I'm sorry, my brother, that happened to you. Like, my deepest condolences to your NBA career, G. I feel bad for you, for real, folks. Because you probably had a promising future, gang. You was a top pick, motherfucker, highly touted draft pick. You know, they thought highly of you, folks. You know, they talking about you gonna be the next Mike. And then you get to talking crazy, folks. And that just took away your whole NBA career just because you had to talk greasy for no reason, folks. And you just never could recover. That's the messed up part, gang. You never recovered, G. Like, at least, all right, if you bounce back, had a couple of good seasons after that, 3, 4, 5 good years, 7 years in the league, I would have been like, all right, folks, that's all right. You know, my nigga just was feeling himself. He just said something. You know, he was feeling himself. I can't blame you, folks. But to be feeling yourself, my nigga, and then talk shit to the GOAT, and then have your motherfucking NBA career just get stripped from you like that, G. Just cause you psychologically wasn't that no more. You wasn't right. My nigga, you was not right after this ass whooping, G. Don't sit here and tell me you was. Psychologically, you was fucked up. Man, like I said, G, my deepest condolences, G. Because you probably should have had a longer career, but nigga, it's Mike.
At the end, as the story goes, MJ delivered the final smack. Look around you, Jordan said at one point, looking at the 6 championship banners hanging in the gym. What do you see all around you? You didn't have anything to do with those. After scoring the winning basket, Jordan spanked Benjamin and yelled, "Sit down," with a smile.
Sit down. Don't call me out every time I don't see it again.
Considering that he was the best player in the country, Jordan also regularly participated in camps for high school students. He ran his camp too, and a few NBA players came through those. One of them was the rookie LeBron James.
I was a rookie in the league, and I went to Santa Barbara to MJ's camp, and we used to play around 9 o'clock p.m. The camp would end. He would let the kids watch like the first game around like 8:30, and then he'd have all the kids leave, and then we would stay along with the college kids that he would invite to the games as well. Or to the camp, I should say, and we would get a good ass run in for about a good hour 15, and yeah, so I was on the team with MJ, and we didn't lose again. There's 2 people that I've met in my life that changed my life. Meeting my wife that I've been with since 2002, and when I met Michael Jordan in 2001, when I met Michael Jordan for the first time, I literally couldn't believe it was him. I couldn't believe it. Like, people, you know, I felt the dude looked like Jesus Christ to me. I didn't think Michael Jordan was real. I only thought he lived in the TV. I didn't think Michael Jordan was real. I only thought he lived in the TV.
Hey, well, that's just funny to say, because this nigga actually probably really looked up to Mike, G. He really looked up to Mike, folks. And growing up seeing Mike your whole life, you just see a nigga going crazy. Free throw lines, just dunking shit, sky shit. Motherfucker yanking motherfucker. It's Mike. You feel me? Everybody know the aura MJ carry, folks. That's just basically what he talking. He said Mike had too much aura for him, folks. Nigga talking about Jesus Christ. Bro. I guess, but that's just how niggas was feeling, folks. Nigga thought he was with Jesus, G. That's how cold Mike was. You feel me? Talking about he just thought he lived in the TV. Boy, you was too damn grown to be thinking that the nigga just lived in the TV, man. What you talking about, folks?
I didn't think he was real. And when I saw him, I was like, if the man above would have took me that day, I would have lived a hell of a life, I swear to God.
On one of his camps, MJ was challenged by the 17-year-old high school star OJ Mayo. Mayo, who was selected by the Minnesota Timberwolves with the 3rd overall pick in the 2008 NBA draft, had the nerve to trash talk MJ as a youngster. He too learned quite the lesson at the hands of the GOAT.
Playing in my camp against OJ Mayo. He was a top high school kid coming out.
I happen to be the only high school player there.
In front of my camp starts this thing about you can't guard me, you can't do this.
I got it going a little bit, and
in front of your camp,
any ball player's dream to play against Mike.
You know, I got my campus here, so obviously I can't really go where I want to go because of my camp.
We got a little bit of John. Then he said, "Okay, now let me handle my business."
So I stopped the camp, send the kids to bed.
So he said, "I need all the campers, everybody to leave. Let's clear the gym." I said, "Oh man."
We go back to playing, and he starts his whole thing. You know, that you can't guard me, you can't do this.
We continue playing pickup, and Mike was Mike.
So from this point on, it's a lesson. And from that point on, it wasn't.
You know, he was jawing a little bit and really getting into me defensively. You know, he's backing me down. You know, said better scream for mama. You know, his mama. You know, hit the famous fadeaway on me.
He never won a game. Finally, I just said, look, dude, you may be the best high school player, but I'm the best player in the world.
He said, you may be the best high school player in the world, you know, but I'm the greatest ever. Don't you ever disrespect, you know, the great. Like
Straight
that.
up.
I don't consider that trash.
Respect your elders, nigga.
You call it trash.
Jordan had taken control
Respect
of
your
basketball
elders.
operations for the Charlotte Bobcats back in 2006, and the team hasn't seen many good days since. That's not to say that Michael Jordan doesn't care about his team's success, because he sure does. A competitor like him does not like to lose at anything, and it kills him that they struggle on the court. On one occasion, after the Bobcats were blown out, an irate Jordan decided to come to practice, and Steven Jackson revealed that he wanted to play against the first team.
So I was playing in Charlotte, right? The first year I got there, we got to the playoffs for the first time. And so MJ loved me for that alone.
Right.
But when I first got there, it was kind of rocky. You know what I'm saying? I just got traded there. So we got our ass beat by somebody. And he came in the locker room after the game just going off on us like we need to get our shit together, right? And I made some little comment or something like that. He ain't say nothing. So he came to practice the next day. Back on that shit. Yeah, y'all think y'all did something? I'm 6. Oh, he started talking about all his accolades. Take my shoes off. Because, you know, he had gave me his, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't just talking to me. He was talking because everybody had his shoes off, but he had gave me a deal and all that.
Yeah.
This shit kind of directed to me and Gerald Wallace because we the leaders of the team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he going off.
Mike told you take his fucking shoes off.
Damn near.
Take
You know what I'm saying? Look at all
man, take my shoes off, take my uniform off, get off my bench. That's the type of shit I be on, G. Mike. We some real goons, so I relate to this story, bro.
All shit I'd have done, y'all was I'm just going off on this right to the point where he gets on the second team in practice. And we lose.
You lying. You ain't losing 50-year-old. Mike's too
How
low.
old was Mike? Listen.
Y'all
This
lost?
was in 2010.
Mike suited up.
Dog, whatever he had on, he came out there, got on, pushed against the guard, whoever Gerald Wallace was guarding, the 3 guard, kicked him out and got in that spot and played with the second team. My second team wasn't scrubs now. Oh, he scored a couple points, and to the point where he talked so much shit afterwards, he grabbed the ball and went dunk one on the way out.
It is incredible that MJ managed to beat their starting unit with the reserves when he was around 47 years old. Keep in mind, as Jackson said, they did make the playoffs that season, which shows that the greatest of all time certainly still had it. In his 2 stints with the Charlotte Hornets between 2011 to 2015 and 2018 to 2021, center Bismack Biyombo has a vivid story that highlighted team owner Michael Jordan's competitive spirit even after he had called time on his legendary career. He may be with the Phoenix Suns now, but Biyombo has fond memories during his time as a Hornet, and one of them was Jordan not missing a chance to take them on even in his 50s. Speaking to the media ahead of the Suns' clash against the Hornets on January 24, 2023, the center shared a story of how Jordan decimated Charlotte players during practice. Mike is Mike, man, Biyombo said. I've seen him play one-on-one with players after the games, and one by one was taking them out. So this was probably, I think, 7, 8 years ago.
Bro.
He would come into practice and just play one-on-one with players and just kill them, 100%. I didn't think he could move like that, even though that was 7 years ago.
Bro.
Jordan likely still has it even at age 59 right now. He turns 60 this month, and while we mostly see him on the golf course or at NASCAR races, he probably can still take players to school on the court as well. And we like to imagine that's going to be the case for years to come. Tell us in the comments, what is the best Michael Jordan's pickup game story
No, that's
you
not
have ever
acceptable, G. The nigga was 50 years old, gang. Chat. That's the end of the video, folks. But do not ever man. Mike was 50 years old, man. 50? Chad, I don't care how good that nigga was, man. I don't care how many accolades he got. I don't care how many championships he got. I don't care how many points he got. I don't care about none of that, man. That nigga was 50 years old, G. I'm tired of this, man. I'm tired of y'all not having no pride. Y'all's in the NBA for crying out loud, G. Like, y'all niggas, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, y'all was in the NBA, bro. And he was washed, long gone, G. Retired 10 years ago. And nigga, Y'all still can't beat them one-on-one, G. Yeah, for y'all niggas need to be banished from the history books today, immediately, G. Alright? But listen, Chad. This is the end of the video, man. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Because I know I did, man. Alright? But look, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. It's your boy, Coach TDOT, man. I'm a fat ass. I love y'all.